And the winner is Disco Elysium.
Disco Elysium is itself a moment in history for the medium of video games, with each part of its groundbreaking story resonating with each player in various deeply personal ways. As a result, you'll find so many different opinions on what moment goes hardest, which of them had us laughing the loudest, and those of us that left us in floods of tears. Over the last few years of repeatedly playing this game, archiving it, talking about it, writing about it, I've come to realise just how many of these hugely impactful scenes there are in what is a fairly small CRPG. And in fact, what started as a top 5 video soon became a top 10, and then faced with the realisation of just how much high quality material was in this game, I eventually wrote them all out, formed a top 50, and actually still have plenty of amazing moments that didn't make it into the list. This will be spoiler heavy from the very beginning, so if you haven't finished Disco Elysium, go away, finish the game, and come back. This is the 41st Precinct's top 50 Disco Elysium moments. After a lengthy back and forth with Clashio and the Hardy Boys about who done did it and what actually happened, you eventually learn of an elusive 8th Hardy by the name of Ruby, and quickly conclude she is number 1 party of interest. Depending on your own experience, you may even decide that she is also the prime suspect in the murder of the Crenel Merc, who spent the last week as a tree decoration. Now, once you have exhausted your search of the fishing village, you'll eventually find yourself in a basement area of the abandoned failed electrical building for a showdown with our mysterious Ruby the Instigator, and she's ready and waiting for you. Armed with a custom-made pale latitude compressor, Ruby keeps you at bay by firing literal pale waves at you and your partner, rendering you in place while she allows you to answer your questions at a safe distance, and those answers are some of the most revealing in the whole game. Ruby details exactly what kind of person Clashio actually is, explaining that staging the lynching was all her idea, and it was actually an idea that came scarily fast to her. She also gives some insight into what kind of reputation our dear Harry carries, describing him as an investigator who never stops, labelling him the human can opener. But her fear is not just based on his investigative skills. She also claims that he's a peone of the biggest mob boss in Jamrock, La Puta Madre. Ironically, Ruby ends up leaving you with more questions than answers before you make a desperate last stand to destroy the homemade death machine, and faced with the finality of her story, she turns a pistol on herself, ready to end it all. What happens next depends on you. Are you equipped to talk her down in the face of the facts? Can you offer her one last lifeline? Or is this the end of the road for Ruby the Instigator?
The compressor lies broken on its side. It's quiet in your head again. It still hurts like hell, but...
All good, officer. Be careful.
She looks at the machine, assessing the damage. Her hand trembles.
Oh, fuck it.
You should know the words to say. You've been here yourself, so why is it not coming to you? Because you've been going around pointing a gun at yourself, trying to answer the same question in vain. Her finger squeezes the trigger now. No, wait. Finally, it comes to you. A way to connect with her. She flashes you an incredulous grin. Then she exhales sharply, shakes her head, and pulls the trigger. You watch as her brains trickle out through her neon hair.
Fuck.
Get a hold of yourself. He needs your support now, too.
We clean up. It may take days for processing to pick up her body. We need to move it somewhere. That tent there.
She's truly desperate. She thinks she has no other options. You need to give her options. You know. This is how you talk her out of it. It's the only scenario in which she lives. She stares at you, frozen, the gun still in her mouth, eyes filled with dark intensity. Then something shifts in her. Gratitude, doubt. She's still ready to go. Her neck and shoulders relax, and her grip on the gun loosens.
Day of miracles. I'll take it.
She runs past you, then past the lieutenant, and disappears into the darkness of the tunnel.
If there was ever a game that truly owned the phrase, it's about the journey and not the destination, and it probably is Disco Elysium. After exhausting all of your efforts, bearing witness to blood and ruin, you eventually enter the crosshairs of a lonely old communard who has been living in isolation on a nearby island. Filled with rage, envy, lust and some strange pheromones, this man is the epitome of bitterness. Filled with hatred for the new world that was ushered in as a result of his and his comrades' failure, he shows no remorse for the actions he has taken. That action was to pull the trigger on the rifle which severed Lely's connection to the world. In an almost 2-hour-long discussion and a display of Robert Kurtz at his best, the deserter lays bare the evils of capitalism with some of the most hardcore lines in the whole game. He reveals a dark secret of the Bardo's union election by informing you of the contract killing of the Claire's only competition, and generally lays out how you and your partner are pathetic Morlington lackeys who deserve no parades or praise. It's a divisive moment, no, and it's not for everyone who plays the game. Many people wanted a more satisfying conclusion to what is at the foundation a murder investigation. The deserter seemingly comes out of nowhere in amongst the wider story and can feel a little jarring, but others praise it for being a reflection of some of the important themes of Disco Elysium. The world is shit and unfair, and the deserter's entirely cynical worldview reflects this. It also serves as a message on how history is forgotten far too soon, how people don't pay any attention to anything beyond the limited space in which they live their own lives, and of course, how being dedicated to ideology can cut you off from all that exists outside of it.
I had to swim back. The fortress was half submerged too, shattered. They'd all drowned in the lower levels, or got torn to shreds above. The anti-aircraft gun had malfunctioned. So had I. I left them without ideological direction. It was real. I'd seen it. I'd seen it in reality. The mask of humanity fall from capital. It has to take it off to kill everyone, everything you love. All the hope and tenderness in the world. It has to take it off just for 1 second to do the deed. And then you see it as it strangles and beats your friends to death. The sweetest, most courageous people in the world. You see the fear and power in its eyes. Then you know that the bourgeois are not human.
There are many strange and weird experiences that Harry goes through during his investigation that leave you wondering what kind of being he is, what is real in the messages delivered by his skills, and what is given by the power of his imagination. Generally speaking, the first time players will get a glimpse into this is when the corpse you've left dangling in a tree decides to have a chat with our copper Rooney. It's equal parts amusing and creepy as you have this back and forth between what is either a genuine dead man talking or you just talking to yourself, which can reveal the detective's name, give you clues, and even foreshadows elements of who committed the crime.
I'm gone. Into the wild pale yonder. In the past, way out in the west. I'm a joke. Look at me. There is nothing funny about jokes either. A killer, a motherfucker, and a killer.
Takes one to know one.
Go ahead, Coppo. What do you mean? It's the power of your imagination.
Yeah, man! Don't be crazy! Inanimate objects and dead people can't really talk to you. Your wild imagination is doing this. Ask some more of those questions you love so much.
He loves those. Because you're a copperoonie. Look at all of them go. Do you want more questions? Coming right up, copperoonie Rooney. This is getting upbeat now. Fuck no. You're no Rooney. No, you don't. Between you and me, your name is probably Harry. Because you have loved it, me and Brother Copo. It was love all along.
One of the most appealing elements of Disco Elysium is how rewarding failure can be as part of the player experience. And at number 47 we have ourselves a good one. After a bit of early game questioning of the cafeteria manager, you eventually find out that a person of interest called Sylvie needs to be called. Well, it turns out that you've been the hotel guest from hell, forcing poor Sylvie to quit her job. During your call with Sylvie, you have an empathy check. Fail this, and you can enter the world of Lieutenant Love.
I do hope so. Please don't call me again. Bye.
No, she doesn't have a problem with you. It must be someone else she's angry about. Some other guy. Like God. You know women and their constant problems. Yak, yak, nag, nag. How's one supposed to get the love going like that? That's where you step in. You're Lieutenant Love, matchmaker extraordinaire. Help the poor girl out, lest she turns into a spinster. Oh yeah, my point exactly. You know how they are. Transactional and hysteric. Loony broads. You know what you've got to do. First, you've got to calm her down. Tell her you've got everything under control. Then go and have a little boy's talk with God himself. Think you can do that, Lieutenant Love? Whatever this empathy failure tells you, don't take the quest. It's not wonderful, it's ugly.
No. What?
God, what is happening in your head?
Oh God. Please, just stay out of my life.
What? What is it?
Call was dominated by the other party. Anything else, officer?
It's on. The love quest is on. Too late, everyone. It's on. Take it to God now.
57, over and out.
Can I help you? God.
Oh, but he should be. Lay it on him.
Wonderful.
It is. It's wonderful.
What? What does that mean? Cock carousel. Does it mean you talked to her? What else did she say about me?
What else do you need? He looks at you, spinning your arms, then leans on the corner and sighs. His head drops between the shoulders, heavy and defeated.
She broke the bird, you know. The great skewer. I found it on the ground with the broken wing. On the morning she left. I should have known. It was her way of telling me to piss off. I should stuff it up my arse.
After accumulating enough honourable deeds as a detective, you'll eventually see a purple psyche orb pop up courtesy of authority. And this skill wants you to confirm just how honourable a man you are by forming the Arch of Honours. One of the most drop-dead hilarious moments of the game that catches many people off guard. I'll let the clip tell the rest.
Oh, the modesty on this one. Another 10 honour points for you, sir. You are on the fast track to becoming one of the rarest, most revered of all police officers, an honor cop. Living in the name of virtue and doing noble deeds while expecting nothing in return is not archaic. How can you even think that? Selflessness forms the basis for the warrior code, an ageless code, as fit for nomadic Ilmaran tribes traversing the vast red plateau in Provincia Gordi, as it is for your neighborhood postman. You are like a wandering night monk setting right the wrongs of the world you come upon. Are you ready to drink deep from the cup of honor? Yes, your deeds have spoken for you, Honorable One, but to fully drape oneself in an eternal cloak of honor, a ritual must be completed. A rite of honor. Even among the honorable, only the most dignified are deemed worthy. But you, O Honorable One, have excelled in honor. Honor comes from deep within you, and to truly know oneself, to know one's honor, one must reach deep within oneself and touch one's honor. You need to bring the thumb of your right hand, your sword hand, to your rectum and stick it in there to form the Arch of Honors.
What are you doing? Well, don't! Have you no self-control? Please spare me this sight.
The lieutenant is a noble man, but he does not know honor like you and I do. Best not to waste time trying to explain. Lead by example. Congratulations, Honorable One. You have become a member of a noble faculty. A man kneels, an honor cop rises. Go forth and commit even more honorable deeds. And should your resolve ever waver, remember the right of honor. It will always cleanse a man's soul. It is an honor to serve with you, Honor Cop.
What happens in the world of Elysium when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object? Well, that unstoppable force finds a way to use everything in its armory to remain unstoppable. When exploring the docks, you can activate a crane to bring down a large container. The door is of course locked and your attempts to force the door open are futile. Kim of course remarks that entering the container is pointless and has a new level of surprise and concern when Harry decides the door can be opened using the power of rhetoric. In a grand display of Disco Elysium subverting everyone's expectations, it does in fact actually work, and inside you discover a man so rich that light literally bends around him.
Ahoy! Come on in!
You can't be serious.
The man stands at the far end of the shipping container. It's hard to say anything more about him. You cannot make out any of his details, but you do feel the overwhelming presence of capital.
One of the central objectives of the game is to try and find your gun. It's almost exclusively used to deliver various comedic moments in the story until you reach the end of that quest and actually locate him. So it turns out a local lady called the Pigs has bought your gun from the local pawn shop. You know, because naturally you sold it to the local pawn shop. Well, it turns out this old lady is a little bit odd. When you first meet her, you and your partner are on immediate alert as she is dressed as an officer of the law, demanding you surrender. Using your skills of wit and perception, you can eventually talk the lady down, and eventually learn that this is actually a heartbreaking display of what so many of us have experienced in our lives. The fall of the mind of our oldest loved ones. A woman left alone with her ailments and nothing but the sound of the radio to keep her company, sinking into a state of dementia. Disco Elysium has this habit of bringing you along for laughs, then crushing you with the feels, and the Pigs is one that I think resonates with many players.
Grab the gun right now. This might be your only chance.
No one
ever cares anymore? Why would they treat me like this?
This linden-headed machine of pain and undignified suffering is grinding to a halt. Tired of walking the desert, it doesn't want to feel or think anymore.
Oh, whoa. We need to figure out what to do with her now.
Nobody's ever around. Nobody ever comes to visit me.
At 43, we see the first appearance of the final cut content. The Moralist Political Vision quest presents many interesting insights into the world of Elysium's governing powers, eventually leading Harry to take up the task of communicating with the big bad themselves. Operating out of the huge aerostatic called Coalition Warship Archer, the Moral Intern are continuously observing the world of Elysium from above, and with some help from a friend or two, you can attach a bunch of cables and an aerial to the statue of Philippe III and communicate with the Moral Intern. It's a strange and eerie experience which offers the chance to give Harry's story a very curious alternative ending.
The lieutenant adjusts his microphone and slowly looks up toward you.
Well, what now? You've accomplished your side task. You've contacted Coalition Warship Archer. I suppose what I'm asking is whether we are about to lose you to the Moral Intern.
Beneath that surface query, a touch of self-doubt. The lieutenant isn't sure he can solve the murder without you.
I don't. What are you saying, Detective?
What he means is, he can't believe you're about to renounce your half-brothers and sisters. The lieutenant takes a moment to compose his thoughts.
Detective, each of us has our part to play in the world. My part is to solve crimes. I am under no illusion that my role isn't a minor one in the scheme of things. But I embrace it because it's my role, and it's yours too, Detective, whether you accept it or not.
The lieutenant's final words are nearly swallowed by the roar of the aerostatic's main rotors.
Detective Cousteau, this is Coalition Warship Archer. We have been instructed to inform you that the Laurel arrived at your position. Please acknowledge.
No shit. How are they supposed to hear your acknowledgement over the thundering of their own rotors?
Thank you. The Committee of Responsibility for Revachol has authorized us to offer you an immediate extraction. Do you accept?
The roundabout, Martinez North, daytime. Across the plaza, a pair of seagulls fight over the remains of a chicken wing. It's the same plaza you've been looking at for days. What do you hope to see now that you haven't before? The speed freak eyes you with a curious blend of awe and contempt. He's torn. There's nothing more softcore than the Coalition, according to his worldview. And yet, having summoned an aerostatic with your voice is one of the most hardcore feats imaginable. The lieutenant looks up toward you. He starts to open his mouth, then appears to think better of it. He's spoken his piece, he thinks. It's up to you now. You cannot leave. So much hangs in the balance.
Acknowledge. Laurel has initiated the extraction procedure. Stand by.
Marianne hat mir erzählt, dass Oscar nicht mehr derselbe ist, seit auf einem Luftschiff
Weeks later, no answers about extracted cop. The condition and whereabouts of an RCM officer extracted by a Coalition aerostatic 2 weeks ago remain unknown. The dramatic maneuver witnessed by dozens near the North Roundabout has reportedly increased tensions between the citizens of Martinez, the RCM, and Coalition authorities. Early reports that the lieutenant was investigating entropinetic phenomena along the coast have not been confirmed. According to an official statement given by the RCM, The lieutenant was in Martinaise as part of a murder investigation. A coalition representative declined repeated requests for comment.
I just know this is going to cause outrage in the fandom as I put the finale of the beloved Communist Political Vision Quest in at 42 and not in the top 10. The Communist Quest is a huge amount of fun. Much like all of the Political Vision quests, it does poke fun at the ideology, but it is undoubtedly the most serious of the four, which will be of no surprise to those familiar with the leftist beliefs of the creators. Your journey starts with discussions with a small communist book club in Martinaise, and a conversation eventually gets onto a matchbox tower that the two have been trying to build. A seemingly impossible structure that can only be held together by the power of communism, and one that you will attempt in the finale of this quest. A task that will prove if you truly are a communard. If you said at least 30 communist things in your journey, and read the book on inframaterialism right to the end, you should have enough communism to get things done.
The young man looks at you a moment, then at his companion.
What could it hurt? All right, let's give it another go.
You know what? I'll sit this one out. I don't think you want my skeptical materialism interfering.
Before long, a modest tower begins to rise from the pile of matchboxes. You place every box with the utmost delicacy and precision.
Easy, Uli. It's holding. It's holding.
The higher the tower goes, the quieter the room seems to become. Aside from the occasional comment, the three of you are completely absorbed by the task.
All right, you go next, Stepan.
The young man pushes back his shirt sleeves, revealing the pale flesh of his forearms.
Is it? He's holding. He's holding. Yes, this is the closest we've ever gotten.
It's almost exactly as Nielsen's sketch imagined, a physical manifestation of the dialectical spiral of history.
All right, gendarme, your turn.
You've got this. Theories aside, they're only matchboxes. Even the lieutenant is watching intently now.
It's... My God. Is he really holding? It is. It is.
There, in the middle of the floor, the winding spire quivers with an improbable energy.
This is impossible, right? There's no way it's really staying up like that.
But it is. It is. For a long moment, no one says a word. Even the lieutenant is transfixed.
This one could be almost cloaking whisper.
A low-pressure system is gathering itself over the bay. It's begun to tug violently at the tarpaulins.
And there it goes.
Harry's heartbreak is a central part of the story in Disco Elysium and his personality, but with enough persistence you can find hope in amongst the ruins of this relationship with the apricot-scented ghost of the past. When you enter the fishing village you can talk to a wonderful lady by the name of Lillian, a straight-talking netpicker who has handled her own loss in the world with resilience, the resulting outlook on life being the polar opposite of our dear detective. She doesn't want anyone's sympathy, but has enough to go around that with the right charm, she'll look kindly on your request to go on a little walk, giving just a glimpse of hope for Harry's romantics.
The woman gazes steadily at the waves. A sudden gust picks up her dark hair and lets it fall again, tousled, wild. She brushes a few stray locks from her eyes, and only then spots you approaching.
Aye, so here you are. It's late and the sun is going down. It'll be dark soon. If we stay here long enough, we will be joined by a cortege of drunks and teenagers. Know that you're not the first guy to bring a girl to Land's End. This is what the locals call a make-out spot. That is not going to happen here today. I just want to make that clear, Dimples.
Her thoughts are still elsewhere, with distances across the water, and with the water itself.
Drinking men aren't known for keeping their appointments. The world? Those big words men like to throw around as though they had weight. Let's just admire this piece of the world we happen to have in front of us, eh?
As she turns to face the sun reflected in the waves and the skyscrapers rising across the bay, you cannot help following her steady gaze. The sun reflected in the waves and the skyscrapers rising across the bay is mesmerizing. Your mind clears for a moment as your senses take it all in. Not just the glass skyscrapers, fragile looking in the shimmering air. River Esperance flowing into the bay.
Isn't it strange for this all-powerful thing, the sun, to be so generous towards us? You know, the best time to go out fishing is usually towards sunset, when the water is warmer.
The sun also falls on the Capeside tenements and war-torn ruins. An old sea fortress juts out, seemingly impervious to the sheen cast over everything else, shaking you out of your reverie.
Aye. And a benevolent one. When did you last have one of those on your side? Well, now you have that giant thing to watch over you. So, to hell with love. You know, the wind's gonna pick up soon, and I have to go, but have this. The sun's good, but it doesn't stick things. I've no use for it anymore. No. Men around here are too drunk to pose a threat to me. Doubt it. But thank you for the company.
This is as far as it goes with her. You'd need to put a year between you and your last drink for anything more.
Farewell.
Universally despised for all of the right reasons, the monolithic race's gatekeeper Measurehead is not one you'd expect to have any real insight worth taking on board, but hidden away in the largely untouched fascist political vision quest is arguably some of the most profound messaging in the whole game. If you pursue this path to completion, you will eventually convince Measurehead to have some one-on-one time with you on the topic of women. It's here that you find out that not only is this dude a semen-retaining mummy's boy, but also has some absolutely fire advice for men like Harry who want to cling on to the past.
I'm going to do you a kindness, Poopa. I'm going to share a secret with you. Here is the secret. There is no love in the past, only the present. The past is made of static images, distorted memories, demented nostalgia. This, the present, with all its possibilities, innumerable hits and misses, is far superior. It is a living organism.
Maybe if you inquire more about the present, you'll figure out the secret of returning to the past. What about all the women that surround him? Is the love extended for them as well?
Look around you. Look at the advancements in the sexual sciences. All the novel techniques, accessories, preservatives, massage oils, lubrication salves, abortion clinics. And the women who shave and are capable of understanding concepts like polyamory and coitus casualis. The Koiko and their promiscuity are at the forefront of all that.
Who cares about sexual partners and their promiscuity when you've got the fate and honor of Revachol on your shoulders?
Number 39 is the first real moment for our beautiful crime bro, Kim Kitsuragi. If you've got the cash and the powers of persuasion required, you can buy a copy of the board game Suzerainty in the bookstore and convince Kim to play. If you choose the right, or rather wrong tactic of trying to get Kim's workers addicted to cocaine, he will inflict a crushing defeat on you and inform you of the most valuable lesson you're likely to learn.
With every turn, tariffs are raised, until neither you nor the lieutenant are producing any income or generating resources for the suzerain. Even in the best of cases, it's impossible to really win a trade war. But this is far from the best case, and the lieutenant's apricot-powered economic engine crushes yours. Soon, your coffers are empty, and the map lies strewn with your worker tokens.
I hope you learned your lesson. Never fuck with Kim Kitsuragi.
The writing in Disco Elysium is praised by many as being the best ever seen in a video game, to the point where it makes attempts to emulate it look like it's trying too hard. But the trick that Disco Elysium has is the incredible writing is never delivered in a grandiose way. They just exist in an organic, natural part of conversations or internal dialogue that you're having throughout. And this is best displayed when you are buying a map in a bookstore. It's a completely innocuous moment whilst getting a description of the city. But the game then chooses to deliver one of the all-time greatest lines in its entire script without even giving it a second thought.
No, this is somewhere to be. This is all you have. But it's still something. Streets and sodium lights, the sky, the world. You're still alive.
A very popular moment now at number 37, with our amnesiac detective's name being one of the many key pieces of information missing from his memory banks. You can just straight up make it up on the spot when prompted by Kim during your first meeting. The name Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau is now carved into Disco Elysium meme lore as a result, and lives on as one of its most iconic moments.
You realize he's waiting for your name. Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau. Yes, it is. Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau is one classy name for one classy cop. Say it.
Yes, well.
A roller coaster of emotions in the game's final day comes to its final set of loops when you arrive back at the fishing village to find your Precinct 41 colleagues last week. Part dressing down, part celebration, part humongous lore dump, this scene is a reflection of your overall performance and the actions you took on your journey to solving the crime. But it's also a moment to find out so much of who Harry actually was or is, why he's such an unpredictable mess, and how so many of his peers find a way to put up with him. Almost biographical in its nature, it's a fantastic final scene in the game which provides a lot of closure on this chapter of Elysium's story, and also gives what is now a painful glimpse into what could have come next.
Under the evening sky, the great district turns on its lights. A chessboard of wooden houses, 80,000 living souls inside. Fire traps as far as the eye can see, from Main Street to Precinct 41 atop the motorway, to Boogie Street forking into the dark horizon. You close your eyes and hear the dogs bark. A lone woman sits by a factory window, dreaming of meteorite strikes. On Rue de Saint-Jérôme, a square bullet slides into a square-shaped chamber. In Old South, a man without eyelids smiles. Spring has come. It's time. Dawson? Yes. McLean? Yes. Heidelstein? No. Vicmere? Yes. Dubois? Of course. Really? Nick Gottlieb looks up from the list. I hear he's unstable. You say that like it's a bad thing. Captain Ptolemy Price gestures with a ballpoint pen. It's dim in his office, and the curtains are drawn. Harry's our man. He'll pull through. When he does, he'll side with the people. Understood. Gottlieb returns to the list. Minnow? Of course.
Wonderful. Then can we please just go back to Jamrock now?
And at 35, we have the one element that manages to somehow improve the final debrief, but at an immense cost to Harry and the player. If you fail the check to warn Kim about his impending doom at the tribunal, he'll end up shot and out of action. And so long as you haven't completely pissed him off, you'll wake up to a new partner. Welcome to the party, Detective Kuno. Yes, that's right, the little red-haired gremlin who doesn't care shows just how much he actually does. He'll give you the deets on what went down after the tribunal, he'll hang around in the whirling a while, and eventually meet you on the island to join you in the final moments of the game, where he delivers some fantastic dialogue, including a very expletive defence of your character in the final debrief.
Yo, I'm gonna stop you right there, fuckface. It's Kuno time.
That's it. The cavalry has arrived.
No, you've explained enough, pig. Kuno takes care of this shit now.
There is no challenging the fury the kid is about to unleash.
First of all, yo, those guys were all the guys in the armor, the Union guys. So yeah, suck Kuno's dick. You don't know me. You don't know what happened here. You don't know this shit. Automatic fucking weapons, urban battleground shit, battle lines drawn in blood, blood meridian. You don't know this shit. Now, Kuno wasn't there. Right, you getting this? Kuno was breaking it up with Kuno's main bitch, C. Parting of the ways shit. But when Kuno got there, Pig had fucking cleaned up, blood and ruin. Smoked all those dinky fuckers. Saved this shit. Martinet shit. I see he's mourning and shit. His main pig got semi-wasted, sent to the boo-boo mobile. Kuno steps up. Kuno fucking fills those shoes. Big boy shoes. Detective Kuno.
I couldn't have the only Measurehead moment in this chart be the one where I praise him now, could I? Rather amusingly, the path of least resistance to get through the harbour gates is to just sign up to his mad critical race theory, leaving players bewildered and amused that they became racist just to get past the door. It's a funny example of that thing video games do sometimes. You know, like how Hotline Miami points out that you're happy to go around murdering people because it's a fun time. We do the strangest things outside of our morals just to progress in video games, and Measurehead represents one of the finest examples of this by locking access to the docks behind signing up to his racist theories. But those who time it right with the correct physical build will find a much more satisfying route to the Union offices, showing Harry to be more than just a washed out ham sandwich ravaged by Al Ghul.
Just like that, instinct took over. The man is all you hear is a small gurgling sound as a trickle of blood appears on the man's lip. Don't wait. You've only got a millisecond. He's coming too. Time is breaking loose from the stupor. His left hand curls up into a fist. That fighting pose. Watch out. He's expecting the hook.
It's an event you wish hadn't occurred, and one you find yourself really wanting to avoid reporting, but you can indeed be the sorry honest cop and call your station to report your badge is missing. As if this wasn't embarrassing enough, you soon find that your colleagues back at the station are not particularly sympathetic to the level of stupidity you've managed to display, and the resulting conversation over the Kanema radio is one of the funniest back and forths in the game, whilst also adding much needed flavour to the attitudes of cops of Jamrock's finest precinct.
Says he lost his badge and needs to report it. He what? He lost his badge? This is Communication Officer Jules Pidieu, sir. Over. You mean your partner? Over.
What is he saying?
He's asking who you are.
I'm his goddamn partner!
It's your partner, Satellite Officer Wittmar, sir. Over.
Did he lose his memory along with his fucking badge?
Who lost his badge?
Dick fucking Mullen. Who do you think?
It's Officer Dick Mullen from the bestseller Dick Mullen and the Lost Identity.
Dick Mullen is not your name. It's the name of a fictional detective who would not lose his badge. Defend yourself. Immediately. They're laughing at you.
Back to the fascist quest, where there are so many great moments that many players just never see, and we arrive now at this political vision quest's finale. Having faced yourself in the mirror and accepted the old world should continue life as the new, you'll see Harry go through something of a transformation. And needless to say, this does not go down well with our moralist partner, Kim Kitsuragi.
What happened to you?
Better keep the lieutenant in the dark about the whole icebreaker thing. He's not gonna get it.
You look different. Constipated somehow? Yes, your face. Looks like you're having a stroke. Can you even move it?
That's a negative, Lieutenant.
I just don't understand, officer. Please help me understand. And what is that? A walking mask? No, you are not. What you are is an officer of the Revachol Citizens Militia, conducting a murder investigation. No, but you see, you don't. You are not an icebreaker, or a firewalker, or even Tequila Sunset. Are you fucking insane? Don't answer that, and stop doing it. Let's go.
It speaks to the quality of Disco Elysium that I have the reading of the ledger all the way down here at number 31. It's entirely possible that you never even find the ledger, and there are even some tricky checks to access additional information contained within it. The ledger, first of all, is a representation of Harry's life as an officer, something he tried to flush down the toilet before it eventually found its way into the whirling trash. Not the most subtle metaphor. Once you do obtain it, though, you are granted some incredible insight into Harry's past as a detective, with various case files to read and some cool discussions to have with Kim on the documentation inside. But the ledger also has a secret compartment, or rather a secret containment, meant to keep the darkness in. But the ledger also has a secret compartment, or rather a secret containment facility, meant to keep the dark, deep blue away from Harry's soul.
Without resistance or sound, the two panels move against each other. The compartment is now open. 2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard. 2 octopuses are smiling, reaching their tentacles toward each other in the colored pencil drawings. The tickets permit access to the zoo in Revachol East. The aquarium costs extra. These let you go there too. The words just crossed your mind somehow. Who do you think? You. Thin wax paper has been glued to a piece of cardboard. Sounds like leaves rustling when you pick it up. You see violet flowers, floral patterns, patches of glue. It smells of chewing gum, apricot flavored. A touch of cinnamon, the end of summer. You think the label says Tutti Frutti. Familiar handwriting lines the inside of the card, looped, round letters in a woman's hand. A young woman in her 20s. There is care, effort, and a smile, you think. Although that is not something you can read from someone's handwriting. Harry, it begins. You're already reading. I wanted to write you a letter so you can read it when you wake up. Maybe it will make you happy. Throw it away, please. A merciful wind blows in from the Bay of Revachol, dusting the ground at your feet and raising newspapers far away. You feel the card slipping into it.
Let go.
Frisson covers your entire body, a feeling of cold, a persistent chill. Your hands shake, holding onto it. Every morning when I step out and you're asleep behind me, it says, I find a little piece of sadness in me. I carry it in my chest, down Voyager Road. Every step I take, it grows. By the time I reach the fuel station, it has filled me entirely. I step onto the light rail and look back. Sparks fall from the bow collector. I know it will be like this until late afternoon, when I get off the 42 and walk back to you. You. Every step I take will get lighter. It almost makes me run. Sometimes I do. I can't believe I met you. I can't believe the happiness I feel with you. You have a vast, vast soul, and I will always, always, always come back to it. Kisses, kisses, kisses. You feel the air sucked out of your lungs and the blood sucked out of your head. Everything around you gets dark. Small white dots appear. Sparks fall like snow from the bow collector. A streetcar distancing. You feel the ledger slip from your hand. No, hold on. To what? There's nothing.
Detective, is everything all right?
Arguably, the greatest inanimate object to form a personality in video game history is the legendary horrific necktie. The necktie makes its appearance right at the start of the game as you snatch it down from the ceiling fan, and with high enough inland empire, you'll find it's able to communicate. Keeping the necktie on throughout the game will reward you with a third partner in the game, the antithesis of Kim Kitsuragi, offering the best or worst advice depending on how much you want your Harry to be a party animal. It works as an extension of Harry's pain, his desire to do drink and drugs, and generally encourages his rebellious streak. Stick together with him long enough and offer him the right tools, and he can even evolve into a beautiful necktie, or even a handy spirit bomb, making way for another incredible moment in one of the game's most dramatic scenes.
With a crash of shattering glass and a terrible roar, the fire draws in oxygen. The bomb hits the mercenary in the chest, swallowing him in flames as he staggers backward. In the fiery inferno, you see your tie, coiling around the man's neck. It is no longer horrific, but beautiful and pure.
I only ever wanted you to have fun, Harry. My name, should you know it, is Jubson AS Men's Fashion Model Colourful Tie, catalogue number J327. One day a sad man walked into a clothing store. He looked really darn like he hadn't had fun in years. He needed someone to show him how to rock and roll again. Jubson AS catalogue number J327 shone on the tie rack, trying to get his attention. The sad man picked it up and put it on. He looked at himself in the mirror, didn't smile. And from that moment on, we rode together. The rest of your clothes were still normal back then, but we took care of that soon enough.
Normal police officer clothes just don't go well with a multi-pattern disco tie made of 98.7% pure flammable polyester.
Truthfully, not a lot. I did everything a multi-pattern necktie can do to help a man. I mean, I tried to get you to do all the fun things. Drink beer, drink wine, drink cider. Go to parties with young people around and drink beer and cider. Do drugs too, so you don't fall asleep. You had some fun, but not enough to heal you.
Your heart is broken, Bratushka, and it cannot be mended. Believe me, I've tried. No, you're going to be mowed down by gunfire from the 2 remaining mugs. So no, not forever. You both did, Bratan. Deep down, you know it was both of you.
Just when you think there is nothing else Harry can do to impress you, he reveals that he is actually a phase-shifting spider capable of teleporting short to medium distances. When attempting to enter the failed electrical building, you find that the ladder is completely unsafe for a man of your immensely muscular build. And in a scene that rivals something you'd expect to see in a Marvel movie, our talented detective magically teleports to the top of the roof in glorious celebration.
The first rung is going to be tough to reach. It's what, 3 meters above the ground, and you're 180? Not to mention that the roof is collapsing and the wind gets pretty brutal up there. Dismounting from the ladder is going to be hard. Perhaps if you were to not climb the ladder. Instead, what if you were to do something more subtle? What if you were to reconceptualize climbing the ladder? Yes, climbing it would be too expensive. The animations your body needs to make interacting with the ladder are beyond your capabilities at this moment in your career. Astral projection. Be open-minded about this. Yeah, because falling from that height seems, well, splat. So don't do that. Just, you know.
Teleportation is not a thing.
Even if it isn't, no one told you.
That's not how physics work, Detective. And even if it were, wouldn't you need some kind of apparatus? A teleportation field or... Oh yes, it could hurt. A lot.
He is restraining himself from using a parental tone with you right now. All you need to do is close your eyes and concentrate. Darkness enfolds you. You can feel the distance between the bench and the first rung of the ladder. All you need to is... Zoot, zap, pow, crinkle. It's like magic. You feel yourself disappear, your atoms fading out of existence.
Okay, well, that's impressive, but...
Bam! You find yourself on the roof, having mastered the art of physical displacement.
I just saw you climb the ladder. You just climbed it like a regular person.
No, not like a regular person. Like a phase spider. The wind at the top of the building starts howling loudly, blowing away the lieutenant's voice. Faintly you hear.
Never mind. Find a way to let me in when you get inside. Don't go adventuring with a backup, especially if we think the suspect may be hiding here.
There may not be traditional combat in Disco Elysium, but you definitely can die. And the game does a very good job of telling you exactly that in the opening moments. You are of course suffering from an ungodly hangover and are stood in the middle of your room dressed in nothing but your undies and your socks. Very typically, as it's your first moments in this new game, you're orienting yourself by clicking things, pursuing dialogue choices, and generally just seeing what happens so you can gain understanding of its mechanics. So of course, more than half of new Disco Elysium players find themselves pushing it a little too far with improving the lighting in the room to hilarious results.
A terrible mistake. Turn the lights off immediately. You can practically feel the photons burning a hole in your brain. You feel something in your chest, an unnatural pressure. It's spreading to your left arm, your jaw. No, it's many years of combined self-neglect and self-abuse. All you feel is pain and weakness. You have to surrender now. We all do. It gets so dark. You don't even see her face, like you always thought you would. You only see pain and fear.
One of the game's smaller moments in the late game has grown to immense fame as a result of the excellent animatic which you can find on YouTube, affectionately known as the Ice Cop Hat Fuck Show, and again it's the result of a failed check. When you meet a cell, you can remark on the fact it's cold and offer her a hat, but when she says fuck the hat, you are faced with an authority check to bring her back to the respectful world of addressing an adult and an officer of the law. Fail it, and once again, hilarity ensues.
Lots of feeling. Feel it up. Way up. You're saying it really loud, but it's not coming out right. Maybe add more indignation. More. More.
I didn't mean to. I'm sorry.
The lieutenant is watching the scene unfold before his eyes, unsure how to react. The girl looks down, slowly curling into a ball. That's it. You've earned it. Start crying. Life's hard. The young woman has kept her eyes trained on her wires, waiting for the sorry spectacle to end. But it's gone awful quiet up there. Then the sound of sobbing. Looking up, she sees a grown man on the wrong side of 40, his face bloated from alcohol and God knows what else. Not so quietly, crying.
This isn't really about the hat, is it? Okay, sure. You're not the only one with issues. I self-medicate. Shit, life's a horror, you know. Crying helps though. Get it out your system, and then maybe we can talk, okay? I'll be here.
Even though it's pitched as a detective story, veterans of Elysium understand that really it is quite far down the list in things that Disco Elysium is actually trying to be. But it does have some very cool moments where the pieces fall together, or you figure out a piece of information that makes you feel like a superstar cop. However, nothing quite hits like the first time you pass a visual calculus check. The world around you slows down, all the clues mapped out in colour and detail. Every playthrough will mean the first time is different for all of us, but there can be no doubt it's the moment that we all feel like a true detective.
Maybe more than 12. No, 8 pairs of boots have shuffled back and forth in the mud. 1. Standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 46. 2. Standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 44. 3. Hobnailed work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 43. 4. Standard work boot, number 45 or 46? You don't know. It's a miracle you can tell the prints apart as it is. The cold must have preserved them. 5. Another standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 44. 6. An aberration, light as air, even pace, same make of boot, but number 41. Impossible to tell. Could also have been an adolescent. The gait is undeveloped. You're not bad. It's as if the whole world darkens. Everything else has a thin film of unimportance on it, and the tracks burn in the middle of it, in a strange, beautiful way. 7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot, number 46, but the imprints are twice as deep as the others. The weight exceeds 200 kilograms. 8. And yet another standard work boot, number 44. There's an aberration in the pattern of the sole, however. The right sole is smoother, more worn.
Not necessarily halfway up on the top 50 list because of the moment itself. For example, the reason you're even on the island to begin with is because you've determined a rough idea of where the fatal shot came from. But it's upon finding the sniper nest combined with those facts that make players realise one of the coolest pieces of foreshadowing in the game. It's the moment most of us realise that the view from the sniper's nest is the very same perspective you've seen countless times on every single reboot of the game. I am of course talking about the main menu. Confirmed by the original creators as fact and not theory, Rostov's striking animated watercolour painting of Martinez was the biggest clue about the murder, and it was staring at you the whole time.
The red chimney and collapsed back of the 4-story tenement in front of the Whirling in Rags, Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 10, the doomed commercial area. The box-shaped silhouette of the Whirling in Rags. Its sloped roof, a tiny fleck of light catches your eye on the rooftop, sunlight reflecting off the upstairs window of Clausia's room.
What does that mean? Do you have line of sight to the window?
More than that. Whenever you wanted, like your own little dollhouse.
A pair of binoculars? Or a scope of a rifle? You'd be prone, lying on a mattress, barrel resting on the embrasure.
Cheek against a cheek rest, hand on the hair trigger, on a calm day like this.
Good. I think we have it, Detective. The origin of the shot. This is the sniper's nest.
Affirmative.
Spending time with the Hardy Boys is mostly an experience designed to make you feel inferior. You're outnumbered, outsmarted, and these guys are united in standing up against a couple of rent-a-cop Morillington lackeys trying to lay down the law in their territory. So what does a man like Dubois need to do here? Well, there's only one option. He needs to establish authority in a way only Harry can.
Establish authority. Yes. Authority. Feverish thoughts race through your mind.
Why?
This is not what he thinks it is. This is a great idea. I'm afraid it's not what you think it is either.
What in the name of fuck are you doing?
I don't want to give you my gun.
The fuck is happening, Titus? What are they whispering about?
Easy, Shanks. I want to see where this is going.
Police job?
The pressure in the room grows to a boiling point.
Be careful, it's loaded.
Your fingers wrap around the handle. The index slides into the trigger loop. Do it. Go on. Good. Now put it in your mouth.
What are you doing?
Genuine panic flies across the lieutenant's face.
Fellas, you getting any of this?
He's not gonna off himself. Come on.
No. He'll do it. Go ahead, son. 3, 2.
2, 1. Do it. Get this one thing right.
The man with the unimpressive beard does have an impressive insistence on you paying your hotel bill. The Gart man has got hustle, and in the moment you first meet him, you don't even know your name, let alone the first clue what this money nonsense is that he keeps referring to. Faced with a responsibility, it's time for the fight or flight instincts to decide what's next. And you can opt to get the hell out of there before he can drag you into a serious discussion about your invoice. And this is a check I think everybody feels sad about passing, because failing it is so much cooler.
Not so fast. You owe me 130 real.
One moment you're running like the wind, then you've suddenly turned around and are giving him the finger, furiously, with both hands. Why?
Watch out!
Upon investigating the spooky goings-on of the Doom commercial area, you find yourself in the presence of a whiteboard and a chalkboard which detail the ambitious efforts of a failed game studio, filled with meta-commentary on the efforts of the original sound crew, and complete with a nod to the original name of the studio, Fortress Occident. This is now beyond meta to look back on, given how things have panned out with the studio and its creators.
You think so? The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart, titled the Game Master Frequency. A note says, this one can listen in on any station it wants. Looks like a surveillance program. They must have had massive airwidth. These things don't come cheap. Someone very important. The leader of a massive on-air game built by these people. A conductor for the hundreds of story threads that pass through the Game Master's frequency. Whoever decides to call in to a call-in station, it looks like. A list of names under the stations suggests people across 6 Isolas would be playing Muindi, Insulinda, Kotla, Grad, Samara, and even Il Mara. All of this is gone, left unrealized. There's no way a little basement studio working here could pull anything like this off.
My God, it's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became. Exactly. This schedule, I know Doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding.
Nothing. It's just lines on marble. An echo from times long gone. No one has used the fireplace in ages.
After a lengthy quest to gain access to the church, you eventually do so because the resident programmer recognises the benefit of a decent sound system in her attempts to investigate what she calls the Swallow, a 2mm hole in the world which produces no measurable results in testing. A strange entrepreneutic anomaly which was contained within the church that the first explorers built around it is an excellent insight into the nature of the Pale, and it is brought to life in the most frightening fashion once it's channeled through Egghead's hardcore speaker system.
No wind outside, no waves, no floorboards creaking. Total, continuous silence. This is unnatural. The woman looks around. In the silence, you see dust move on the floorboards. The driver of the speaker vibrates in the air and then stops. Plasterwork begins to crumble down the walls. In the silence, a low hum starts creeping up your spine. It's a song inside you, not in the speakers, not in the room. A great bass sigh in the basement of your mind. Slowly, it builds until the air around you starts to vibrate. It's out there now, in the world, made manifest. It will devour everything. The floorboards, the glass, the streets and the people. Nothing will remain.
Guys, what's going on?
This fragile world is about to break.
It's getting louder.
In the basins, the water looks like it's boiling.
Hosiana! Mother of Mega!
In his mind, a tidal wave approaching from afar, swallowing entire coastlines on its way. Salvation. He's peaking, the worst high he's ever been on.
The beauty and the beat! The future of dance! Planetary!
corner of your eye, the lieutenant steps aside, cautiously, his eyes searching for a possible evacuation route.
The window is going to come down. No, the roof!
Cracks appear on the stained glass window. Cracks run up the wooden pillars in the dark.
Come down to us! Love!
Below it, all the bass grows, like the jaws of a giant compressor gnawing on metal and wood. It does not sound benevolent at all. It's shaking the building's foundation. The floor twists. A great pulse arises in your flesh.
That's it. I'm muting it.
Oh! I want to feel the heat with somebody!
Shit! It doesn't stop. A seal? Have you? Yes, I've turned it off.
The mic is nothing. This has nothing to do with the mic.
Andre, pull the compressor! The place is gonna come down!
Fuck! I can't shut it up. The signal's passed. It's not in here. It's...
In the mixing desk now, building into a positive feedback loop. This is it. A great roar. The vault of the roof twists above you. Glass shatters somewhere near the door. It's coming down. But then it stops, totally and utterly, as if there never was a sound. Only your ears still ring from the shock. Everybody is staring at Egghead, holding a dangling cable in his hand. A black 3-pin connector.
Egg.
I pulled the plug. It was getting too hardcore.
Ah, the expression, mostly known amongst the community as the first thing you need to nail when cosplaying Harrier. This iconic moment in the mirror where our detective looks upon the damage he's done to himself in the last 48 years is part of the very DNA of Disco Elysium. Meaned to death, spotted amongst a world of celebrity countless times, it's hard to think of this game without considering the expression. It's a beautifully drawn, full portrait of Harry, which honestly makes him much cooler than he thinks and would later become a useful tool for talking to the ladies.
Behold, you have no idea who this thing is, do you? Whatever it is, at least it's dead now. There's clearly rigor mortis on your face. Oh wait, is that an expression? Are you trying to make an expression with that face? Please stop. It's horrible. You're scaring yourself. You couldn't stop if you wanted to. It's neurological. No, that would be too insane. Maybe that's how it started, and now it doesn't even matter anymore. You've worn that grin into your face and it will never come off. What does it even mean? What is the emotion you're trying to convey? Please promise yourself you are not going to try it on any of the ladies, whatever happens. You liar. You can't even tell the truth to yourself. Go ahead. Try something.
There is a payphone out in the fishing village which can be used to make some phone calls. At first, this is a fairly silly venture into prank calling as you instruct Harry to dial random numbers. You can get a pretty dark scene where you inform a random man that you're sleeping with his wife, with some really ominous events panning out in the background on the other end of the phone. But of course, there is one much bigger reason that makes this payphone so memorable. When you continue to punch in numbers, Harry will eventually land on his muscle memory, connecting you to one of the most gut-wrenching conversations in Harry's life.
You close your eyes and put your index finger on the rotary dial, then pull down on the number, then move one up, and repeat the motion twice. Strange. This is not how you started before. You dialed 001. This is not the area code of Revachol. It is another destination on another Isola, some far-off nation-state. 005 is Revachol, ZOC. 001 is Grad, on the Gradian Isola, where the telephone was invented. The next 2 digits you dial are the area code for the city of Mirova. 414447. The rotary dial feels cold from the sea air. 1117361. Your fingers keep moving like a spider every time the ring rotates back with a little ring of metal, like a bell tolling. Yes, 451-67451. You are going deeper now, into some unknown place, far away from this island of matter and its telecommunication networks. 451. You have dialed God knows how many numbers. The headset has been waiting silently to relay a signal. Surely nothing can come of this, you think. But it does. A connection. An ultra-long distance call. Your air fills with a crackle, the wash of a strange ocean full of white noise. A little bird starts ringing in there, not like the local calling tone before. No, a small ring in a cage of distortion, far away. A distant network of phones. Calling. Calling in the night. The saddest sound in the world. Both pitiful and terrifying. You feel your pulse rising with each ring. Calling still. Ringing by the bedside of a dark but capacious apartment with long windows. You know this to be true. The handset starts slipping from your sweaty palm. Your breathing is heavy. You just do, and you know it is going to hurt. Calling. 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 Calling still. Then the ocean breaks. Out of the depths, a woman's voice emerges. Small. The dearest thing you've ever heard.
Hello? Who is this? Dora, who is this? The connection is bad.
Dora. The name feels like a gift. A gift that was meant for you, to make it possible to live. And fight. In the distorted distance, you hear someone turning next to her. Bed springs rattle. Don't react. Whatever you do, don't react to that last thing. It doesn't matter if you react or not. You still think you hear a man's voice in the background. It's covered in pain and white noise.
No. It's you, isn't it? It's you.
I guess it's fair to say if Disco Elysium was a novel, as so many people described, then the Tribunal would be the final moment of its penultimate chapter. It's a culmination of all the hard work you've done to bring the pieces together, full of drama, big reveals, action and bloodshed. It's a huge moment that has no shortage of excitement, where the final face-off between the Wild Pies hired mercenaries and the Union 18 known as the Hardy Boys, shot right in the middle is you and your brave partner Kim. And what unfolds is some of the most finely choreographed pieces of cinema in CRPG history.
To your right, the killer raises his rifle and takes aim at you. His moves are steady, but the long barrel of the rifle sways slowly. At Easter, AR-FA-7, built for taking out light armored vehicles. It will devastate you. From the corner of your eye, you see the lieutenant raise his pistol and aim it at Rude. He's trying to find a straight line of sight before the rifleman can take you out. In the background, the leader is still on fire. It's not easy. He has 0.6 seconds to do so. He won't make it. You're on your own. You stare down the barrel of the gun. You see Rude's mask behind it, his eyes in the slit of the helmet, like a camera lens, focusing on you. 0.4 seconds remain. There are 6 little black dots in the tip of the barrel, like a honeycomb. This is a knock cannon. It shoots 6 rounds in one pull of the trigger. Absolute destruction. Is there anything we could use to protect this frail body? That gun will tear us to pieces. He's drunk. Drunk fighters overcorrect. Move right, he aims further right. Get him to overshoot. A full suit of armor can't be too agile. You can shift direction faster than he can. Just dodge the first shot, and the second will be easier. Drunks are quick to anger and make mistakes. Titus, behind you, must be aiming at him right now. Don't forget, there's additional reinforcements. Just survive this. There's no way. You're just gonna die. Just close your eyes when it happens. You leap left. A swarm of lead passes mere millimeters from your side, tearing fabric off your coat. Feels like the lightest of tucks. The man tilts his head, trying to see through the clearing smoke for the next shot. Watch out. To your left, DePaul is about to take a shot too, at Kim.
God, please.
He's aiming for the eye slot in Rude's helmet. An extremely difficult shot. He has to. The rifleman will fire at you again. 2 shots ring at once. One from the lieutenant's pistol, and the other from DePaul's. It's aimed at the lieutenant, but it misses. You hear a scream behind you. Blood gushes from the helmet's eye sockets as Rude staggers back, disoriented. The sounds coming from his helmet are not human. An unbelievable shot from the lieutenant. The helmet looks like the face of an ancient god of war, crying blood. Glenn, dying in a puddle of blood behind you. His mangled torso has 2 gunshot wounds. Blood gushes out of them like red geysers. Oh God, watch out. You see 2 crazed eyes stare at you through the burning meat and the flames. With his face boiling off, the man raises his pistol at you. Then he squeezes the trigger. The look of vengeance framed by melting skin. This is the last thing he will do on Earth. But he will do it. He will end you. Here it comes. Death. You can't. There is no time. Something inside your pelvis explodes. Your entire lower body is on fire, and your legs can't support you. You fall down like a rag doll. The Hardy Boys are screaming, fighting, dying. Someone jumps over you. Nearby gunfire shatters glass.
Stop! The cop! Protect the cop! He's down!
Warm blood pools underneath you. It's sticky, and there's so much of it. You're bleeding like a pig, but the bullet seems to have gone right through you. Don't go into shock and you might make it. Don't go into shock. Hold on. Liquid parts mostly, and you're quickly running out of them. There is a major artery on the inside of the thigh. Nothing. A persisting darkness. Dancing lights of pain. Distant shadows cast by them, like a hellish play.
You're bleeding out. Stay with me. Yes, keep talking. You hear me? Stay awake.
But you can't. It's so hard. Your eyelids grow heavy, and the sounds ever more distant. And a cold comes over you. The lieutenant, too, is somewhere far away, almost gone, when suddenly you sense something behind him. A slender white shadow towering. Someone stands there, raising her pistol at him. The lieutenant does not see it. He's pushing down on your wound with both hands. Scream immediately. He's gonna die. No, you scream. Behind you, from your bloody lips, your eyes are full of fear. There is no room for hesitation. The lieutenant turns around and fires, his body falling on yours in the course of the motion. You hear a faint scream, a woman's. Then the sound disappears, like someone pressed stop on the tape. The woman is gone. So is Kim. Then the whole world.
A central part of the Disco Elysium experience is trying to do your best to please Kim. You know Harry is a reckless man who needs a limited amount of babysitting, so you as the player find yourselves trying to engineer as many opportunities as possible to make Kim happy, or more importantly, not let him down. His failed attempt at shooting the body down is one such moment. Wounded by his bad eyesight letting him down at a key moment once again in his life, he needs to know you've got his back. And despite his horror at the possible outcomes, he hands you his pistol and gives the green light to take a shot yourself. And it's here you can find yourself in the first blooms of an eternal bromance.
The buckle explodes into tiny pieces, coming loose with a whir. With your hand numb from the recoil, you look at the body slump down. For a moment, the man appears to kneel in front of you, looking straight at you, helpless, trapped within itself.
Communism.
It takes a millisecond for the association to flash within your cortex. You have no idea where it's coming from, only that it's right. Then the rigor in his muscles gives up, and he smashes sideways into the spring mud, letting out a horrid stench.
By being a damn good shot, ace is high.
The ace is high, a custom invented by the aerostatic brigades during the revolution, is used to celebrate success in Revachol, especially in sports. The gesture is spread across the world, despite the defeat of the revolutionaries themselves. You could add an aces low to it, if you like, by turning your back after the high and waiting for another. The high arrives with a sharp slap. As you turn around, there is a moment of doubt. Feels like that low ain't gonna connect. Chill, it's gonna connect. But then it does, and with furious precision. The lieutenant is not one to leave an aces low hanging.
I knew these guys were f***ed.
On your journey through Martinaise, you'll pick up on a number of clues which point towards some sort of motorcar incident. Turns out some crazed maniac has been joyriding around the town and causing destruction in its wake. Perhaps it's the famed racing driver Jacob Irv. That would make sense given his area of expertise, but why would he choose to practice his vocation in Martinez? It is a mystery. Until, of course, you make it to day 3 and the repair work on the canal bridge is complete. As you stroll into the nearby fishing village, you discover the wreckage of said motor vehicle. You and Kim decide to wait for a while before investigating it fully, giving us another beautiful moment with them on the swing set before the awful big reveal.
A banged-up motor carriage lies half-submerged in the icy water, slowly sinking into the Insulindian Ocean. Only the cabin top, rear wheels, and the engine remain visible. It must be cold and lonely down there, in the icy water. The seawater has already started to corrode the metalworks. Remember the tire tracks in Martinez? This is where they were leading. The tune on your lips forms a strange, yet undeniably beautiful contrast with the surrounding bleakness. The lieutenant gives you a quick glance, then, still looking straight ahead, he joins you with a higher-pitched and slightly more melodic trill. 2 birds on a wire, whistling by the seaside, looking at the water and a sunken car. The wind blows. In the distance, behind the church, some vagrants are having an argument over a bag of tear they found in the reeds. Further away, a flock of seagulls lands. The clouds pass in the sky, and the shadow of the swing moves like the hour hand on a timepiece. 30 minutes have passed. Looks like this might take a while. Time to present a good topic for discussion.
Well, historically, leeches have been used to prevent and even cure many ailments.
Okay, he's thinking. I can do this. Let's do this. Who'd want to sit on an anthill? There are no therapeutic benefits to... Well, napalm ants, for example, are used in some rites of passage rituals. Clouds on the horizon grow darker, and the shadow of the swing set keeps climbing. You hear the distant rumble of the city. 30 minutes pass.
Detective, I've been able to make out the mark ever since we arrived. I find it odd that you haven't. It's a Coupris, Model 40.
Yes. Why haven't you?
It is a simple and rugged machine, favored by working men, government offices, firefighters, animal control people, you know, those kinds of people. Yes, 41. What do you think it stands for?
It's as if he knows what it stands for, but wants you to say it. It's pedagogical. Does he know something about that speed racer?
But it could also be the number of a police precinct. Precinct 41. Your precinct.
A massive pit opens up in your stomach, and the most terrible feeling comes over you. You feel like you're about to faint and fall off the swing. Your hands get clammy, and the air tastes sour to breathe. Oh God, Harry. Oh God, Harry. What did you do? No. Just nope. Say no to this, Harry.
Yes, your car is in the sea. Face it, so we can start dealing with this. There were never any street racers. It was always you. You drove your car in the sea.
The lieutenant just shakes his head.
I'm afraid so, yes. It looks like you started in front of the whirling, jumped over the canal, and then drove your vehicle in the sea right here.
Disco Elysium is essentially a huge choose-your-own adventure novel brought to life, inviting players to explore every inch of it, slowly soak up the lore of its world, and really allow Elysium to wash over them at a steady pace. So there's no way this game would catch the interest of the speedrunning community, right? Wrong. Punching Q-No is deemed such an important matter that players have tasked themselves with trying to do it as quickly as possible. And the task itself is one that so many players seem to enjoy. and by extension also sparks serious debate because, hello, are you really celebrating an adult assaulting a child? Yes, okay, Kuno is a mouthy little shit, and yes, it's hard to resist Lenville Brown's half-light delivery of the line,
Look at his shit-eating grin. He knows there's nothing you can do to him. He's bullying you, and you are helpless. Kill him. Kill him now. He won't see death coming.
Such is the craft of the moment that you actually feel justified in punching him. Somehow the confrontational nature of this kid draws you in, as does the tantalising prospect of hitting the green dice on the check. It uses video game logic to have your drunk-ass cop self double down on the horrendous power dynamic this boy already experiences on a daily basis at the hand of his father, just in order to get beyond the walls he has put up around himself.
Thump. The blow connects surprisingly well, leaving your knuckles tingling. Kuno feels it. This was no light tap.
Ty van Tachten! You killed Kuno!
Fuck does Kuno care? You're dreaming, pig. That's not how this shit works.
A little. But don't expect anything to change.
Don't let him dominate you, Kuno! Fuck his fat ass!
As you make your final preparations to journey across the island, there's a really great moment where Harry insists on playing Sad FM on the boat ride. It's so matter-of-fact in the way he talks about doing it that even Kim has to accept on some level it's a necessity, and the resulting scene proves Harry and his vast soul were right on the money. Accompanied by Sea Power hit 1-2-B-3, our two detectives wave goodbye to the fishing village and the game's UI. Deaths in Disco Elysium are almost exclusively hilarious and guaranteed to catch you by surprise. When you finally arrive at the epic boss battle with the Union leader Everard Clare, it's immediately made apparent that you are at a level of disadvantage in this fight that is nothing short of catastrophic. He knows everything about you, he's cocky and assured, and not for 1 second does he think you're a serious threat to his organisation. This man is armed to the teeth with corruption, nous, information, and most devastatingly for Harry, the world's most uncomfortable chair.
Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you're a reasonable man, and reasonable men can be of great use to one another. So tell me, how can the head of the Debarders Union help a representative of the Revachol Citizens Militia today?
You feel something in your chest, an unnatural pressure. It's spreading to your left arm, your jaw. No, it's many years of combined self-neglect and self-abuse. All you feel is pain and weakness. You have to surrender now. We all do. It gets so dark. You don't even see her face. Like you always thought you would. You only see pain and fear.
Man, it hurts to have this one outside the top 10, but it's in at number 12, okay? I think that's fair. A largely missable task, actually, as lots of people don't pick up on the fact you can engage with a karaoke system in the whirling at all. There's also the task of finding the tape in the fishing village too, which again wouldn't necessarily happen in one casual playthrough. But if you do, then you'll find yourself ready to pour out Harry's vast soul into the airwaves of the Whirling in Rags bar. It's a task that makes people stop before they start, preparing the right outfit. For once, not to gain any skill check bonuses, but merely because it has to be right. We need to look our best for this. It's a fantastic opportunity for players to flex their Martinet's fashion sense as the lights go down on the stage. The performance does require a check, of course, but failing isn't the end. The show will go on regardless. The only difference is if it will be the ancient reptilian brain singing or it's left to the limbic system. Either way, it's an absolutely fantastic and epic moment in the game.
The air is thick with anticipation. The tape clicks into the carousel, and then the music starts.
I would often go there, to the tiny church there, the smallest church in Saint-Saëns, though it once was larger. How the realm may rest there, down through the mist there, toward the Seven Sisters, toward those pale cliffs there. I would often stay there, in that tiny yard. I have been so glad here, looking forward to the past here. But now, you are all alone. None of this matters. No, none of this matters. at all.
Not bad.
Yes, not bad at all.
As I am writing out my descriptions for this top 20 or so, it's becoming increasingly difficult to resist changing my order, especially as this moment just misses out on top 10. There is probably no part of this game which has sparked more debate, and that is the decision to arrest Classia. You talk at length with Classia about what happened on the night of the murder, and she gives you and the Hardys the runaround. Whispering her sweet apologies and excuses, you are very near to forgiving it all and saying sorry right back at her, until Volition steps in. The angel on your shoulder intervenes at the perfect time to tell you the beauty and charm of this woman has completely compromised all of the other parts of your brain that you rely on to make sensible decisions.
Officer.
Soft, light brown eyes look back at you, directly into the space behind your eye sockets. You see the smoke rise from between her painted red lips. She's beautiful. I have bad news for you. You know these guys? Who, me? Yes, he's talking about you, you sinewy idiot. You too. Me? What have I done this time? These guys are compromised. She's got them singing along to her tune. The little bleeps and bloops you trust for info, you can't trust them anymore. Believe it. There's no way of knowing. At the moment, I'm afraid it's best to assume. All of them. Bullshit, man. I ain't compromised. Especially that guy. That guy's the most compromised one in here. No fucking way, man. I just want a drag of that sweet menthol Ziggy. Really? Quick, tell me what's under her jumpsuit. Glory, truth, softness. Protect her. She wants you.
It's a really fascinating way of communicating what happens to us human beings when met with a level of attraction. How often have you or I found ourselves doing a bit extra or being more forgiving to someone who you've got the hots for? The understanding Disco Elysium's writers have of the human psyche really shines here as Volition lays it all out and argues with the rest of your skills. It's become one of the most iconic parts of the game, and as I say, it's one that's still argued about with some heat to this day. Should you arrest Classia? She has been manipulative, she's prevented the case moving forward at a regular pace, and she's done so to protect herself from the ghosts of her own past. She's a fugitive with a target on her back. Already in fear that the murder was an attempt on her life, she pleads with you not to enter details of who she is and where she is into the moral system in case she's found. So what do? Do you cuff her because you feel aggrieved that she's broken several laws in your trust? Can you feel justified that you essentially sentence her to death by doing so? What crime should she answer for, and should it be you that forces her to? Tell me, what do you do in this moment?
She looks at you in silence, her face filled with fear, lips parted. Wait. If you arrest her, Kim will have to transport her. You'd be without your partner for the rest of the day. Shut up. He's making a decision, and it's his to make.
I won't.
This may have been a grave mistake, sire. Maybe, maybe not. Mercy is rarely a complete mistake.
I promise I will be right here all the time, nights too.
I'll help you any way I can in this investigation, and I will be at Station 41 in 6 weeks. I promise.
Okay, we're at the top end of the list now. It's number 10, Baby. As you stand alone on the pier, sails flapping, wind blowing, and the sound of Insulin Do a Miracle playing in the atmosphere around you, Joyce delivers a lore dump of epic proportions, detailing everything there is to know about basic reality, fixing your lost memory one detail at a time. And perhaps the loss of your memory is linked to the metaphysical entity that is the Pale, a part of Elysium's fabric as familiar to its inhabitants as the sky is to the people of Earth. It's a supernatural time-melting fabrication of the past, present and future of the world it is a part of. It's an immensely heavy time as you sit in wonder of the world and its rules, basking in the genius of this life's work and the gorgeous way in which the architects communicate it. It goes on for hours if you allow it, and without fail on every playthrough, I find myself sitting there in disbelief that we were able to experience this universe in the first place, and in equal measure think on the devastating fact that we may never see more of it again.
The Pale is not, technically speaking, part of reality. Are you sure you're sure? Your colleague seemed adamant. Okay. The Pale is the most dominant geological feature of the world, Detective. The separative tissue between the islas. It is the inter-islary mass.
Your stomach grumbles approvingly. The reality rhizome is opening up before your very eyes.
Isla is a Messinian word for a continent of matter, enveloped on all sides by the Pale. Also, isolation, or landmass. We used to believe there was only one. In the last 4 centuries, we have discovered 7. Mundi, Seol, Samara, Ilmara, Grad, Katla, and this, Insulinde. An oceanic isla. It comprises mostly of water. Muindi is the largest, Katla the coldest, Insulinde the bluest. What can I say? Each is perishing and dear. Achromatic, odorless, featureless. The Pale is the enemy of matter and life. It is not like any other, or anything in the world. It is the transition state of being into nothingness.
The negation of being.
That's right. The negation of being.
Without a doubt, one of the most poignant, beautiful, memorable moments of the whole game. People have got it tattooed, you'll find it on t-shirts, bags. It's a simple phrase that means so much in the context of this story and the hope to be found within it. The striking red graffiti laid on the Martinez courtyard as you exit the whirling the morning after the tribunal could be seen from way up high, and if you are armed with some cigarettes, you can set this heavy fuel oil ablaze for a piece of imagery that will stay with you forever.
Heavy fuel oil. Isn't that flammable? The fuel oil catches fire immediately with an ominous hiss. A bright orange flash across the surface of the letters. Black smoke rises from the burning message. What if the words are not directed at the people of Martinez, or even the coalition aerostatics above the city? They're meant for something above even those. The lieutenant has taken a small step back. He looks at your face illuminated by the flames and nods silently. Then the fire falters. The flames warmed him too. Not at all in a bad way.
Let's go to that island.
Slowly, the flames subside, the fuel burning out. The air still smells of mazout and springtime.
I love the Disco Elysium community with all my heart. Sure, sometimes not all of us have seen eye to eye in my time doing this nonsense, but if there's one guarantee, it's that we all agree on one very important thing. Mr. Everard is helping me find my gun. Memed to high heaven, repurposed for pop culture reference wherever required, and without a doubt one of the funniest moments in Disco Elysium, I'll let this scene do the rest of the talking for itself.
Oh. That's so helpful of him. So very, very helpful. And how is that going? Do you have any leads on that gun? Yes. As you said. Your gun, yes. Do you want to talk about something else now?
He seems to be in some sort of loop. Well, that's not good. Looks fine over here. You sure it's not some sort of glandular problem?
What is happening?
No, it's not that. It's... I have no idea. This is bad. Executive function is completely shot. I keep pushing buttons and nothing is happening. Of all the things to be stuck looping, this has got to be one of the most witless.
Sweetheart, please stop repeating that now.
This is going to be hard to recover from.
Please.
How do we get out of here? What makes you think we will?
Yes, Mr. Everard. This gossiping idea was terrible on my part. I take it back.
The woman scans her surroundings as though a neurologist might magically appear. Fear seeps into you as you say it. Your skin crawls.
Mr. Everard is helping him find his gun.
Do you want me to take you to a hospital, sir?
Things were going so well before. There's no other option. The process must be interrupted. You think we should turn him off and back on again?
Officer!
Yeah, we need to pull the plug. There's nothing else to do. Are you not afraid it'll kill him? Physically, he should be fine, or at least no worse than usual. What if he forgets everything again? Okay, I'm gonna do it. Hold on.
Detective! Is everything all right in there? I'm much better now that you're back. You seem to be caught in some sort of loop. Never mind the details. We've wasted enough time as it is. What matters is that you seem to have got out of it. Now, please ask me something else before it happens again. Something that, preferably, doesn't include the words Mr. or Everard.
She's been haunting you the entire game. She's the reason for everything. For the love you once felt lucky enough to experience, for the sadness you wish you never had. And now is the time to face her. This is no happy moment for you either. Any expectation you have for a reunion of joy should be put to rest immediately. This is not going to go well. The very long conversation with Dora England lays out all of the worst parts of Harry and his memories of Dora. As you see him debate the issue over and over with endless futility, it's a gut-wrenching experience that perfectly communicates how heartbreaking the breakup was for Harry. And this is driven home when you realise that this is of course a dream. You are not seeing a conversation actually played out. You're not seeing Dora's views and her opinions. You're seeing a reflection of what Harry truly thinks of himself. You've just spent all of your time playing this game, doing what you can to help Harry get better. You've been with him on every new sober day. You bought the figurines, you tried to fix it all, and you're now met with a damning self-assessment that is drenched in sad.
I won't see you, but you will see me. Oh, Harry, this is a dream. Can't you see? I'm already in Morova by now. Who knows how long ago this happened? A year? 2? 5 years ago? Right here, tomorrow night. Once this dream starts happening, it keeps happening. 3 times a week, at least. And Harry, it really, really looks like it started happening again. There's the video rental. I'm suffocatingly beautiful and young, and I smell of tutti frutti chewing gum, like I did that time when I asked you for forgiveness, after leaving you the first time, so long ago. Oh yes, this is real darkness. It's not death or war or child molestation. Real darkness has love for a face. The first death is in the heart, Harry. See you tomorrow.
A moment in the game which has a really special place in my heart because it was the one that cemented it as one of the best in my brain, and I'm sure I'm not alone in having adoration for this hilarious scene. Armed with the expression and a general feeling of confusion as you're still finding your feet in the game, you can have Harry make an attempt at courting the beautiful lady smoking a cigarette outside of his room. This is a suggestion check, and failing to effectively use the expression results in another amazing, iconic, hilarious scene which took so many of us by surprise on our first venture into Elysium.
The words have already left your mouth.
What was that? That's not even how words are used. What did you say? Come on, say it again. No, you see, that's not what you said. You said... Come on, man. Pretty, please. One more time. Goddamn right you did. You crazy asshole, you. What kind of cup are you? Has the time come already? You're one intense cup. Anyone ever tell you that?
For so long you've been trying to tell people you still got it. You're not too old to party, and damn it, you are still cool. There's still some traces of superstar cop in the supernova of you. The proof would come when you cross paths with one of the few traces of youth left in Martinez, a group of hardcore ravers and a dream to turn an old rundown church into the best venue in all of Revachol. This pivotal moment in the quest to bring anodic dance music to the heart of a DeLorean shrine sees our Harry return to glory. For one moment he is able to connect to the spinal cord and bust a groove to the amazement of those around him. And if you're lucky, you can bring Kim on board for some four-to-the-floor dance-off shenanigans. But whatever you do not fail that check, of course, as the consequences are dire indeed. As is the fate of our beloved Revachol. If you are equipped with the right skill set, you can also connect to the city in ways you've never seen before. She calls out to you for help, aware of her impending doom, and informs you that you are more than just an officer of the Revachol Citizens Militia. You are the lifeline of Elysium, and you must succeed.
On the coast of the Martinez Inlet, in a small weather-beaten stave church built 380 years ago by settlers from the Occident, most likely to guard against an anomaly at its center, an officer of the RCM is contorting his body into idiotically rigid shapes as he invents the future of dance music. It's the hardest anyone has ever danced.
I am La Revacholière. I am the city. I am a fragment of the world spirit, the genius Loki of Revachol. My heart is the wind corridor. The bottom of my hair is red. I have 100,000 luminous arms. Come morning, I carry industrial dust and let it settle on tree leaves. I shake the dust from those leaves and onto your coat. I've seen you. I've seen you. I've seen you with her. And I've seen you without her. I've I've seen you on the crescent of the hill. The modulations of my voice are noted down with thermometers and barometers. You feel me in your nostrils, on the little hairs on the back of your neck. I also reside in your lungs and vestigial organs. Everywhere there is space.
She's speaking fast because she's afraid.
Death. It is terrifying. I need you to protect me from death. I cannot perish. Look at me. I cannot end. In 22 years, the first shot will be fired. Not a shot from a gun. An atomic device that will level all of me. All of me. I cannot perish with it. Officer of the citizens' militia, you cannot let me. I need you. You can keep me on this earth. Be vigilant. I love you.
The story of the working class woman is honestly, it's just unbelievable. A quest which starts out on the most ludicrous terms, with Harry insisting a random woman on the street is in desperate need for assistance from the police in a missing persons case, namely her husband. Harry, in a rather unhinged manner, doesn't drop the subject that gets compared to a cockatoo, amounting to a ridiculous distraction where Harry goes to read up on different types of cockatoo and determine which one he has most in common with. After returning to further annoy the working class woman with his findings, Harry manages to exhaust all of the woman's patience. That is until Harry spots the local drunk sat in the street nearby and declares himself the hero for finding her missing husband. The woman then gives in and admits that although that isn't her husband, she doesn't actually know where hers is. The rest of the quest takes a dark turn and takes us on a journey that feels completely real. It shows insight into the mind of an alcoholic in ways that only someone with those experiences would truly understand, and gives the player a task that really gives you a sense of duty as a police officer. The duty of delivering the worst news imaginable to another human being.
It's you from the bookstand. Did you come to bring my cockatoo back? I don't think I introduced myself properly. I'm Billy. Would you like something to drink? Tea? Lemonade? We're out of coffee.
The lieutenant has taken off his foggy glasses and is busy cleaning them in his handkerchief for now. You're on your own here. Condensation from stepping inside. He must feel vulnerable without his glasses. Is this why he's letting you take the lead?
Is this about Victor, my husband? Is he in some kind of trouble again? I can come pick him up in the station if that's what.
Keep it together. You don't want your body language to tell her the news.
Sorry, I'm rambling. It's just that Victor often gets into all kinds of trouble. So, how can I help you?
How about some small talk before you break the news? Definitely no small talk. This isn't the time or place. It's like ripping off a bandage. The least painful way is to do it straight away, without stalling. You've done this before. Just keep your focus. Yes, that's the most important thing. Use that word. No euphemisms. This is what you came here for.
What did you say?
A great and terrible spike. The blood freezes in her veins.
Oh. Oh. But he was just...
But he was just here. Alive.
We understand this comes as a huge shock. I want you to know that me and my partner are here for you if you have any questions. Take your time, ma'am.
What happened to him? Was he drunk? I see. And you just found him there? lying in the cold. How long had he been there?
If you say 2 days maybe, it will be etched in her mind forever. She blinks, eyes welling up with tears, as her hand starts searching for something from the pockets of her dress.
Here.
No, no. I just need to tell my girls.
It burns like acid. Unreal.
God, should I call them? Should I tell them to come home?
No. A day.
Good. That's probably the right thing. Thank you.
She can't take much more. Her stomach is churning. Soon she will have to go to the bathroom and scream.
Just tell me, what do I need to do next? Where is he? Can I see him?
We've taken him to the city morgue. The local coroner will be contacting you shortly to arrange the funeral. Here's his number in case you want to contact him earlier.
A very good call.
Is there anything else that the RCM could do for you?
No, I'll call you if something comes up. I'm still... Thank you. Thank you for telling me. I'll call if...
These are her last reserves of strength. Her muscles will give in soon. Already, she starts to shake.
We should step outside and talk.
This one isn't even really a scene at all, but every single person who has played Disco Elysium will remark on it. The first time you step outside the Whirling in Rags cafeteria, rain falling down, a whole world at your feet, and the legendary horns from Sea Power's Instrument of Surrender. And if you're one of the lucky few who had high shivers the first time you did this, you got one of the most beautiful experiences the game has to offer.
All around you, rain falls on the great city of Revachol. Rain drips from the eaves and floods the gutters, washing the filth away. The spring thaw must be here. The snow is melting. Looking up at the sky, cold water dripping from your hair. Grey sky like great battleships, clouds colliding with one another. Rain falls down on the world. Your shirt sticks to your chest. The shoulders of your disco blazer grow heavy. The cold finds its way in under your skin. You shiver, and the city shivers with you. You're not dressed for this weather. You should get an overcoat or a patrol cloak. Sheets of rain over the water, a flight of stairs leading into the ocean. Wave after wave washing the coast of Martinaise, with its motorboats and gently swaying reeds. The ruins of a half-sunken sea fort crumble on an inlet beyond the Bay of Revachol. Ghosts rise into the sky. The skyscrapers of La Delta, the financial district. Faint golden light seeps from the office windows. Urban coastline, rain dripping off Eternite-covered roofs. Cinder blots left over from half-finished construction. A defunct research and development building, once seized by revolutionaries. An old wooden church stands on stilts above the water. Coal City, end of all lines. Your hair is an oily mess flecked with ash from neighboring coal plants. Smokestacks rise somewhere in the distance.
You only get one chance to make a first impression, as the old saying goes, and wow, does Disco Elysium nail it. You have already been treated to what I think is the most beautiful main menu for a game ever, and then you get hit with some of the most finely crafted pieces of opening dialogue in entertainment history. I don't say that with any irony whatsoever. It really is that good. It somehow manages to pitch all of the best parts of Disco Elysium in one fell swoop. It's a game that takes place in your head. The writing is going to be at an outstanding quality. It will make you scared, you'll squirm, but don't worry because you'll also find yourself laughing out loud for the entire experience. Lines like,
"There is nothing, only warm primordial blackness. Your conscious ferments in it, no larger than a single grain of malt. You don't have to do anything anymore."
And
There's this giant ball there. And evil apes. And the evil apes are juking it out on the ball. You're one of them. It's basically all just evil apes juking it out on a giant ball.
or
An awareness creeps up on you. A mass lies hidden in your dead angle, soaking in some lurid acidic sauce. It's bloated and shameful. A ball of meat surrounding you. This is a terrible line of questioning, and it will only lead to more awareness of the meat thing.
are legendary lines which will be referenced for all time. And in the space of just 10 minutes, most people who play the game will know that this is going to be a life-changing experience.
The song of death is sweet and endless. But what is this? Somewhere in the soul, bloated man meet around you. A sensation. Like a fly to the ointment, your conscience sticks to it. The limbed and headed machine of pain and undignified suffering is firing up again. It wants to walk the desert, hurting, longing, dancing to disco music.
The stench of liquor rises from your mouth, and with it, an ungodly headache. A fiery streak penetrates your skull, trying to force your eyes open. It's a sound, a clarion call from hell.
Somehow, you know what it is. A caprice commanding you to panic.
One of the intentions of Disco Elysium was to be the opposite of escapism. Robert Kurvitz didn't want you to run away to a fantasy world. He wanted the experience of Elysium to reflect all of the harsh realities of the world we live in. So although yes, it is definitely one of the funniest games ever made, it is also pretty damn bleak. You spend much of the game looking for hope amongst the deeply scarred society that exists in Martinez, or searching for a flicker of light in Harry's darkened heart. With mixed results, of course, depending on your own personal Disco Elysium journey. Despite the positives, you are always left feeling like they are mere molecules of happiness in a wider world, which seems to be in a stranglehold of despair and cynicism. Revachol is a failed city, haunted by the wounds left by the revolution, poverty and societal collapse, with Harry and many others being a smudged reflection of those conditions. It's no wonder then that throughout the game, the idea of something as magical as a huge cryptid known as the Ancient Indian Phasmid would be dismissed as pure childlike fantasy. The ever-reliable guiding hand of Kim Kitsuragi points out all the logical discrepancies in the stories told by Lena and Morel. The handy traps with locusts as bait fail to get any kind of bite, and even Lena herself will eventually inform you that she's pretty confident she imagined the whole thing, but is too afraid to admit it in case her relationship with Morel is dependent on it. Add all of this to the fact that Harry's sanity is questionable at best, you have absolutely no reason to believe a miracle could take place in somewhere like Martinez. But after nearly 2 hours of speaking to the most cynical and miserable reflection of Elysium in the form of the deserter, something beautiful is going to happen.
A delicate tangle of arms and legs unfolds from the reeds, limb by limb, to then just stand there, moving its scythe-like arms in ghostly silence. It's still there, an unfolding mechanism of reed-like chitin, hovering in place.
What are you talking about? There's nothing there.
The stick insect is over 3 meters tall. It looks straight at you with its tiny pinprick eyes and its grotesquely small head. You feel your legs shaking under you and your gun hand move to your holster to grab the gun. You feel the lieutenant's hand on your back, and then you hear him say 4 words.
I can see it.
Thank God. If he can see, then you're not insane. But that means it's really there, spinning slowly, in absolute silence, its limbs long and slender.
Be very, very careful.